And the field of figure 8 cars moving onto the speedway for their 10-lap qualifier, and the way they're lined up for the start. Up in front in car number 10, that's Brian Slippy out of East Concord. The second car in line is the 0, Bill George out of Yorkshire, driving car number 0. And number 42 of Kurt Pastorius is the next in line, a new car for Kurt Pastorius out of Delavan. Fourth car in line, in car number 207, that's Todd Miller out of West Valley. In car number 47, the defending Holland Speedway figure 8 champion, Mike McDonald out of Farnham. In car number 233, the first lady of figure 8 racing at Holland Speedway from Ellicottville, it's Nikki Chapman. Car number 141, the current points leader in this division from Elma, it's Anton Anderson Jr. Car number 8 from Forestville, Radical Roy Daly. And the 16 from Gainesville, it's Rocky Roberts. In car number 157, it's the, well, shall we say, the second lady of figure 8 racing at Holland Speedway. It's Jean Two Guns in the 157. Car number 169 from East Amherst, it's Randy Thompson. And in the 266 from Delavan, it's Bob Morgan. 12 cars set to take the opening green in this figure 8 qualifier. Brian Slippy, quick on the throttle, jumps into the lead in car number 10 from his pole starting spot. And Doug Carnes apparently didn't like the way the start was. He's going to red flag them. And we're going to make sure that they get a fair start. Apparently a few of the cars getting a jump before the green flag. And
yeah,
so
this is going to be a real fair start, Rick, because what they're going to do is half the field's going to rear-end each other because they are wondering why in the world there's a red flag. But they're going to realign them and give them another start. I agree with that decision, though, that the 10 car of Slippy there really got off to a big start, and the rest of the people just never had a chance to keep up. And as you know, in all of these deals, we tell you the closer the cars, the fairer the start, and whoops, there's trouble. Don Suarez is down there with a black flag also. So could be some serious discussions going to take place down here. Whoops. Checking on how come the black's been laid out on that second car in line. We'll go down to race control and try to find that out for you.
well, the green is back out, and they're racing once again. It's Brian Slippy, as he did before, jumping into the lead from his pole starting spot in car number 10. Todd Miller in the 207, fishtailing around the turn, trying to make up some ground. Brian Slippy, Mike McDonald up in third in car number 47. Anton Anderson in the 141 up in fifth, but showing a lot of smoke, and the race for third. McDonald up on 2 wheels. Now he gets around. Miller trying to get by him, and McDonald swings around again. And Mike quickly gets back on the throttle and moves back into the pack, and we're going to have some X action, perhaps not quite this time, but the next time around. Watch that crossover. Rocky Roberts looks like he has a flat at car number 16. Roberts pulling out of action with a tire that has gone down. Here comes Brian Slippy. He's on the binders. He lets Bob Morgan slip through in the 266 before he crosses. But Slippy has opened up a reasonably healthy lead in the early going in this one. Let's see if the crossover is going to make any difference this time. Again, Slippy slows up just a bit, but not enough to slow his momentum down as he continues to run up in front in car number 10.
The guy just moved up, Rick, is Radical Roy Daly, car number 8. He was way in the back of the pack, and he's now picked his way through traffic, up into the 4th spot. He doesn't get creamed down here at the crossover. He's going to be involved in the finish of this one.
Well, Brian Slippy just made it through that time. Let's see what happens this time around. Slippy again decides to back off, and Morgan actually did a little jiggle through the X that time to make sure he wouldn't be hit by the oncoming race leader, Slippy in the 10. And here comes Anton Anderson in the 141 just as Slippy gets into the grass off the turn. Slippy holds on to the lead, but he has no more cushion as Anton Anderson, Todd Miller, and Roy Daly are all right there. Slippy literally slips out of the racing group, gets around, and Anton Anderson finds enough room to move on by Brian Slippy and grab the lead. Here comes Roy Daly. He pulls alongside of the Todd Miller 207. Daly in car number 8 now up into the number 3 position. And Slippy gets around as Roy Daly and Todd Miller trying to pick their ways by. This allows Anton Anderson in car number 141 to open up a rather large lead here in the figure 8 qualifier. We've lost a lot of cars from this one. Nikki Chapman off the track in car 233. Kurt Pastorius has pulled into the pit area in car number 42. Randy Thompson fishtailing through, and he gets off the course just as Anton Anderson comes by the other way. But Roy Daly's made up some ground on Anton Anderson now. Anderson just had a large lead, disappeared to nothingness in the span of about a lap and a half. Roy Daly putting the pressure on Anton Anderson in the 141. Here comes Daly trying to find a little bit of room to establish position, and Gene Two Guns nails one of those implement tires at the crossover. And Two Guns, in turn, almost was hit by your race leaders. Here comes Daly trying to make a pass on Anton Anderson in the 141. Roy Daly has established position alongside, but now the red flag is coming out just as the leaders were coming together. The red flag is out, and we're going to make sure that Gene Two Guns is safely pulled out of harm's way in the 157. Gene nailed one of those large implement tires that propelled her into and on top of a second implement tire on the other side of the crossover. So we're holding up the works here with 7 laps officially recorded, 3 to go in this qualifying heat for the figure 8 division. This figure 8 race is about to be resumed. 7 laps down, 3 to go. The green flag is out. And Anton Anderson in the 141 is out in front. Roy Daly challenging as he was just before that red flag period. Now this allows Mike McDonald to be involved in the race for the lead as well. McDonald running in third in car 47. Anderson holds onto the lead through the turn. McDonald dirt tracking behind in third place. Roy Daly in between in second in car number 8. Your lead trio, and they make it through the X without incident. Gene Two Guns decides to hit the binders that time around and allows traffic to clear. And your two ladies of figure 8 racing side by side directly in front of the leaders, as here comes Anton Anderson Jr. in the 141 putting Gene Two Guns a lap down. It looks like they may have locked up bumpers now, and this allows Roy Daly to race on by. And McDonald takes over second place as race leader Anton Anderson and Gene Two Guns locked up bumpers, and this means it's going to be Roy Daly with the victory. Second place goes to Mike McDonald. Anton Anderson has to settle for a disappointing third place. Todd Miller finishes fourth, and Randy Thompson will be fifth in the 169. So a strange... And it's a Charger engine, he wants to emphasize.